Hey guys, this is question MM042 of the Maths Methods Sharpen Study Guide. How to draw the graph of a hyperbola. Or how to identify a graph of a hyperbola rather. So we've got a couple of graphs here. Which one of the following could be the graph of y equals a over x take b, where a is less than 0 and b is less than 0. So essentially a is negative and b is negative. So let's do a bit of a example. Whenever I do this sort of question, I like to put in place values for a and b. And the reason why is because a and b isn't something that you normally use. There's normally numbers here. So if you can put numbers in instead of letters, it makes it a little easier to understand. So let's say that a is less than 0. Let's call a -1 just for this case so that we can see what's happening. And b is also negative. So let's say that b is also... Actually, let's say that b is -2. So if b was -2, we'd get x take away -2, which would give x plus 2 on the bottom. Now, we've got our equation here, and we need to draw the hyperbola. So the first thing to recognize is where the asymptotes sit. Now, if we have x plus 2, we're actually going to have an asymptote at x equals -2. And the reason why is because you can never have a 0 on the bottom of the denominator. So basically you work out for what value of x is this going to be 0. And if x was -2, we'd get -2 plus 2, and that would give us 0 on the bottom, which we're not allowed to have. So there's an asymptote at x equals -2 on the negative side. And because there's no c value here, that's just a 0 there, we have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0 as well. Now, there's two options here. A hyperbola could go down this way and there, but that's actually a positive hyperbola there. And because this is a negative hyperbola, it basically flips across. So our hyperbola looks like this, and we just then choose whichever answer is correct. So we know that the asymptote is on the negative side of the y-axis, or the x-axis probably, which means that it can't be E because that's on the positive side, and it also can't be B because that's also on the positive side. And also there's no other side to this hyperbola there, and it can't be A either. So we've narrowed it down to C or D, which look identical except that they're reflected. And you've just got to recognize that D is the negative version of a hyperbola, which means that it's a correct answer.